Pete Dunne. Dude is
that's a different name. I mean, I think
they changed his name to Butch.
Yeah, within that aspect, they need to change that back.
No, that's trash.
Definitely trash. Come on, WWE, get it together.
What's up, everybody?
My name is Anthony Irvin.
You beat yourself?
Yeah, CB myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Jim Green.
Don't even need a hit of traffic light.
Okay, good.
Welcome to
One set.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Check this
Whoopsie.
out.
We are back at De Casa El Jimmo.
All right, so I got a timestamp today.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be like that.
It's like that today.
It be like that today. Let me see here. Wow, what's up, everyone? How we doing? Look at all this nonsense here. Like,
right.
All of this was inside days ago because it was like storming here,
like
bad.
Like it was like Jumanji out here.
It was Jumanji. It was literally Jumanji out here.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I wasn't even in the area, but I know.
Right.
It's literally thundering right now again.
Mm-hmm.
Still
doesn't feel very summerish these days right now. I mean, we're getting like the humidity, but the actual like summer nights,
yeah,
kick it. They're not very summerish right now. We're not getting a lot of sun, but July's probably gonna kick us in and just say like, yeah, here I am.
Well, it's literally, they say April showers bring May flowers. Like,
mm-hmm.
It was literally not raining in April at all whatsoever. And then May, it was just kind of like, oh, little.
April was just like,
Yeah. Sup, how you doing?
Sup, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm a little late.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Timestamps, right?
Yeah. Who needs a timestamp these days?
Seriously. Dad, it's okay. You can walk in front of the camera. It's fine.
It's all good, but it's all good, Big Jim. This will probably be the episode that we go famous. Like, who's that guy in the background all the time? That'll be the title of the episode. Big Jim comes. Big Jimmy.
Big Jim comes. Really?
No, calm down.
No, calm down. Like,
none of that. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, we were saying, cling. Wow. Should we talk about the wrestling pay-per-view?
Yeah, let's do that a little bit because I passed out last night watching the thing, and I got the only two that I missed were Seth Rollins and Finn, and then Cody and Dom. But I know both outcomes of what happened.
Yep.
I woke back up for the main event.
You woke back up for that tag match? Okay, so they're clearly trying to build up the tag team. And when I say they, I mean Triple H.
Yeah.
Is building up the tag team division.
You could tell that was heavily done by Triple H.
Yeah, because Vince just
which I'm all for.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, Hunter's just like, let me take the wheel for about five minutes.
So, I honestly think that they're building up like the Usos again, and then they're gonna bring in DIY. And then they're going to be like the best tag team in the world all over again, right? Like, I'm excited for that. That's pretty cool.
It leaves for, obviously, they're still not done this thing. I definitely think, I think Roman might take a short break from this because, I mean, he hasn't been pinned like this since December 2019. Because when you told me that, I'm like, wow, they actually let him get pinned, and it was pinned by Jay. I'm like, here you go. We were saying, Jay's gonna be the one to take it off him.
What we've said before, like I thought that they were gonna let The Rock face Roman. You can walk in front. It's all right. Okay.
Cling cling.
Clink, clink, clink. No, I literally think I still feel like they're gonna build up towards Roman versus Dwayne.
Yeah, that's definitely coming.
It's happening, right?
Right. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a match. I mean, like we said, I think we both said that that match is going to be better without a belt involved. So it doesn't need a belt.
Yeah.
So I'm okay if Roman already has both of his belts off at that point. I mean, because we know Dwayne doesn't really need win a belt in order to be relevant at this point. He can just come in, have a 5-second match, and people will, eat that crap up. So,
well, it's like John Cena, right? Like,
right.
He can literally just show up and be like, "Your time is up. Your time is now," and
right. And it's like, yeah, that.
It's like Grayson called him out and was just like, your last 3 times in the ring, lose.
Right.
It's like John Cena just has to show up and it's an attraction.
Right.
But I feel like at some point he should get a win just to maintain his relevancy a little bit.
Right.
Right.
Right. I mean, no offense, when I was watching that segment, I almost thought it was Austin Theory for a hot second. But then when they put up the little name, I'm like, oh, okay, it's not. Because if for a flash second, I'm like, well, I thought they already were done with this. Unless, like, what else do you need to really say with Austin Theory and John Cena? They already had that. But, yeah, then they put up the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. LA Knight. Which, I mean, I think you know how I feel about LA Knight. That whole match of it, like, he is over.
Well, and it's like people were saying on Twitter, like, if he loses, we riot.
Yeah, I would have been rioting because, I mean, I knew the outcome of it going into it, but you telling me that it was a great match, and I kind of we kind of figured, HBK, yeah. We figured he was going to win because you brought it to the attention first, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, if it's not LA Knight, it's definitely going to be DP. So
easily DP.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But all in all, I mean, from what I saw, I got to go back and watch the 2 that I missed. But all in all, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. I mean, we haven't had one that was that good in a while.
And I was watching it in like regular time,
right,
yesterday afternoon, and then you were like, okay, I'm ready, let's watch it. And I was just free. I was like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were clearly dozing off.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Yeah. I knew I was going to doze off at the midpoint because it was like, what, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock we started watching it. And, I'm like, all right, getting through these first like 2 matches, and then I start getting dozing. I'm like, it's happening. So I think right when Seth and I didn't even see any of Seth and Finn's. I think it was right after after the women's tag match. Then
you can walk in front of the can, Dad. It's fine. Check that out. Uh-oh.
But, I think right after the women's tag, I just went total. I was going to say something bad. I'm not saying it.
I can timestamp it.
Oh, I know.
It's fine.
I totally blacked out. And we'll bleep it out. I was going to say I totally went whoopsie. Yeah, that's why. That's why. But no, I mean, that was pretty quick for the Shayna and Ronda situation to happen. I didn't think that was going to happen for a little bit, but they pulled the trigger on that.
Sorry.
Nah, it's all good. We got, it's always good. I mean, these things are making me really hungry. I'm not going to lie. I got to get that recipe off your dad. On the internet? Everything's on the internet these days. Yeah. Good. I would take credit for it. Anything's on the internet. I mean, there's people taking credit for everybody else's stuff, so go for it, Big Jim.
Absolutely.
Treat yourself.
Oh, look, there he is.
There he is. Number one's up for Big Jim. AA.
He literally just
Whoopsie.
himself.
Yeah, so after that, I passed out, and then the next thing I knew, I woke up to the Usos coming out, and I messaged you, and like, dude, the crowd was hype for the Usos. It got me hyped just watching them and the crowd, just do their thing, and I'm glad because I mean they haven't been really relevant for the last 5 years, it seems.
The Usos?
Yeah.
Well, because they're under Roman's
Exactly. I mean, if it wasn't
stinky pits,
right? If it wasn't for Roman, they wouldn't be this over.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've always liked the Usos.
No, Jey Uso is like they're hyping him up as like main event Jey.
Yeah. And I didn't think he had this type of potential. I can't speak today. I didn't think he had this type of potential, but it was almost like that hidden gem that like he just needed something to really like boost his ego, I guess. So he's definitely been like
he's on one right now.
Yeah, he's
literally
riding that wave.
Literally on one right now.
Yeah.
And I am so happy for him, honestly. Like
Same.
For him to be riding that wave.
Whoa.
For him to be hitting his stride. It's so cool to see because obviously Jimmy's not. He's just kind of like,
And I always liked Jimmy more than Jey. So now it's like been almost like a switch. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, Jay's kind of been like the main event guy, and Jimmy's kind of being the one, kind of just running behind him.
Hype man in the background. Yeah.
So, which is a good thing. And, he's just letting his brother be like, hey, this is your time to shine. Go for it. So,
yeah.
And I think he's ready to get to that spot. And like I said, we've said on the podcast that Jay's the only person that is qualified to take the belt off of Roman at this point.
I think it's him all the way.
Not saying that he'll have a long title reign if he does, but he has to dethrone Roman.
I've said it all along. I'm like, granted, did I say that Cody was going to take the belt off of Roman, or did I say
we were saying that around WrestleMania that Cody had to do it? I think they were very close to doing it, but something obviously just said that we got to keep this going. Which again, I'm still okay with, but at the time I was like, I think you almost missed your stride there. But I think they got back into like really pushing Jay at this point because Jay wasn't really pushed as much other than with the Sammy stuff, but he wasn't as prominent as he's doing sitting alone at this point.
Yeah.
So they're really pushing him as a single, even though he's still with Jimmy, but they're really pushing his single momentum right now.
Well,
so I think that's what saved.
It's like Sammy.
This
like
whole thing.
If you watch, KO is just literally standing there like,
yeah,
oh, this is the Sammy show, and he's just like along for the ride. He
obviously knows. He's like, yeah, just
and then he's going to
wherever you go, I go.
Completely turn on him. He's going to turn on.
It's gonna happen.
It's so obvious,
and we'll be here to report it.
In case you were wondering, just like anyone who thinks that you can walk in front, it's fine. Yo. Just like anyone who thinks Matt Riddle isn't facing Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh, that's happening. Yeah. I mean, Randy Orton's return is imminent. They're like hyping up Riddle a little bit,
Yeah.
but
I could see that starting to spark around SummerSlam if they get something going. If he's trying to get back by SummerSlam, I haven't really heard any, things in the news about Randy. About Randy returning. I heard that he's going to be, but we just don't know when.
yeah. So I think we were talking about DIY, right? I literally think they're going to bring Randy and Riddle in to face Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano, yeah.
And then the turn is going to happen probably Survivor Series, like late fall time.
Yeah.
And then they're going to start building through the Rumble.
Yeah, that whole little thing. I'm down for it.
To build up for Riddle and Randy Orton. And I am all for it.
Yes.
100%. No doubt.
Comment below if you guys are planning to go to the WrestleMania in Philly, because I think me and Jim are definitely trying to go. We had thought about a couple things, but they're still up in the air. But I know we definitely want to try to attend. But let us know if you guys are trying to attend as well, and where you're attending. Like, not necessarily where you're attending from, but because it's obviously going to Philly. But where are you coming from if you're going to attend?
Absolutely.
There you go. That's the wording.
That's
I know words.
And the lot that you want to park in so that we can come hang out with you.
Yeah,
obviously.
Absolutely. If we don't try to do like a on spot type of podcast recording, maybe we can at least do like some type of like a meetup. That would be cool. If anybody knows who watched the pod at the time, we can do like a meetup of some sort.
Yeah. So SummerSlam. Quick predictions.
Let's talk about it,
because we haven't talked wrestling too much recently because there was so much sports stuff happening.
Yeah,
that we took a break from it. SummerSlam. What do you think? I mean, I think the most obvious is Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, like the rubber match.
Yeah,
where Cody's going to get that win over Brock.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to, because they only did the back-to-back matches, right? So they still need that third to, so SummerSlam. I think if, if they're still going with the Cody stuff, Cody will get the last one, because I think Brock's getting out, I think, from what I heard, maybe. I'm not sure how much longer he's going.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean...
Or did he just sign a new contract?
Not that I heard.
Gotcha.
But I think the most obvious next to that would be Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch.
Yeah. That's going to be the end of that one.
That's obviously, that rubber match is happening.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
They brought Zoe Stark in as just like a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
But they're definitely aiming for that feud to find its culmination.
Right.
I think. Right?
Yeah, it's good, because, I mean... Who else would you want to be mentored by than like a WWE legend, coming
Seriously.
into the main roster, whether you're a guy or girl coming in as a rookie for the main roster, who wouldn't want to be at the opportunity to be, a mentor from a WWE legend like that, Right. So she's got everything put out for her.
And per recent events, Gunther and Drew McIntyre.
Stoked.
That is absolutely happening.
Give it to me.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think it's really weird. It's not weird, but like for him being gone for as long as he was.
Right. He got a pretty good pop too. McIntyre, he got a pretty good pop.
I mean, his was like, the London crowd was hot.
Yeah, they were definitely on. They were definitely on one too. They were very excited about it. Again, that helps out the pay-per-view too, just as much as the people fighting and wrestling. But if the crowd's into it, the wrestlers are going to be that much more into their matches.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
you know,
and this is where Triple H is hitting the nail on the head with doing
mhm.
these international shows where they did the Puerto Rico show. The Bad Bunny and Damian Priest match was off the charts. It was so good.
Regardless of him being a non-wrestler who's just doing like spot dates, I mean, you could tell he has respect for the industry, and he took it serious. You know, because we had a lot of people back then that just went in there for a paycheck.
Well, it's like Logan Paul. Like,
Yeah,
everyone's bashing him, but at the same time, I'm like, look at how much work this guy's putting in.
yeah. I mean, the dude.
How good is he? Seriously.
The dude can throw some spots. He can definitely wrestle. I mean, didn't he have a wrestling background before? So didn't he wrestle before? I think back in the day or something.
That I'm not sure.
So we'd have to look that up.
He just trained super hard.
Right. I thought he had some type of, if not wrestling, maybe some type of athletic background that, you know,
yeah, I'm sorry.
It kind of helped him to be able to.
Not to cut you off, but Jesus, that smells so good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That smells really good.
Absolutely.
What are you doing over there? He's cooking.
Cooking.
This dude is cooking. You were saying.
For our out-of-state listeners, L cooking. That's the state of our out-of-state language.
Yeah.
Here we go. But
I didn't timestamp that thing from like forever ago. It was like 9.
That's okay. We'll find it. Yeah. But no, I'm stoked for Gunther and McIntyre. Now, I know we've talked about Gunther's name, and we're like, I don't know if we like it. I'm convinced now that I think the name change worked out in his favor because nobody fears the name Walter. If you have like Gunther, that is more of a badass name to me than like, oh, you better watch out, Walter's coming for you.
Okay, so to just piggyback off that,
yeah,
easily, Pete Dunne, dude is flames.
That's a different name. I mean, I think
they changed his name to Butch.
Yeah, within that aspect, they need to change that back.
No, that's trash.
Definitely trash. Come on, WWE, get it together. Yeah, they just need to
literally
do away with Butch.
Yeah,
you know, they could have put that name on Nicole Bass or something. Would have been 10 times better. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, that would have made sense.
Yeah,
she was a
whoopsie. Yeah, she was a whoopsie. But yeah, the women's. Oh, that's right. I didn't see the women's ladder match. I think that's when I passed out because they were getting into
whoopsie break.
Yeah, long whoopsie break. A smooth whoopsie break. Smooth. But again, I knew the outcome of it, so I wasn't really mad about it, which I was okay. I mean, it seemed like it was an okay match, though.
No, the finish was done really, really well.
Okay.
I was texting you, dude, watch this, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. Can we talk about in the men's?
And then I went to Atlantic City. It was like, it was so so spontaneous. But anyway,
yeah. But can we talk about the ladders in the men's Money in the Bank match? How they were just like, oh my god, that spot that
Ricochet,
or even Logan Paul had where the ladder did not bump. The ladder bumped him. Pretty much.
It was supposed to buckle.
It was supposed to buckle,
just
but
stayed
no.
stiff.
Dude, he was
like
very lucky that steel chair wasn't behind his.
Yeah,
it wasn't behind his head. That would have been bad.
Dude, I watched Ricochet do that 450 splash.
Yeah,
on the ladder.
That was,
and I was just
too.
like, oh god. And I'm like,
Jim was like, yeah, I got to go gamble some money after seeing that.
I was like,
Mmm.
check that out.
Chef de Gemma.
Listen, this is going to be a short episode because we're going to go eat. I mean, we were supposed to literally prepare each other signature dishes, and instead, my dad is out here just crushing it right now. I'm like, I can't wait. It's going to be so awesome.
Yeah. Maybe we can do that for a two-parter for this episode. When he's ready, we'll switch, and then we'll come back here and we'll do a little taste test on it. So we'll do that in a few minutes.
Absolutely.
There we go.
I would love that. That would be awesome.
So we'll finish out the rest of the little Money in the Bank. Then we'll do that.
Yeah.
But sure. Yeah. So talk to me about the Seth and Finn match, because I obviously did not see any of that.
So
I knew like one or two moments that happened with it, but I mean, I knew who won. I knew there was I knew Damian Priest came out for a hot second, but he didn't really do. Did he? He didn't.
He teased the cash.
He teased the cash in.
Yeah,
he didn't go for it.
I think that they are going to elongate the feud between Seth and Finn, and then I think Finn is eventually going to get that belt.
I think so too. He definitely needs to get a belt,
because I'm bent out of shape, honestly, because I love Finn Balor to death.
Same.
I'm like, I wish he just beat Seth, but I'm like, they're prolonging the feud, right?
Again, which I'm okay. I mean, because today usually they have like a best out of 3 type of scenario with a lot of matches if you're on that like main card. So
look at all this.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Keep teasing me.
I was literally going to say, what a
whoopsie
tease. Thank you.
Stop. But yeah, I'm stoked for Finn. He's definitely due for a title win since he lost it due to injury, which I was very upset about. I mean, hey, that's the meaning of the sport. Everybody succumbs to injuries at one point.
He's due for a push.
Yeah.
And I loved that he won the inaugural Universal Championship match. That was so awesome.
Yeah.
The injury sucked ass.
It did.
Obviously. I love that they're playing into that with the feud with Seth.
I was hoping they were going to mention a little bit of that because,
because usually they don't break. Pardon me.
They don't usually go back in time with certain things, but yeah, I think that was definitely a pivotal match for both of those guys.
Yeah.
In their, careers. I mean, it was a meaningful match, even though the outcome of it, but yeah, like again, in due time, if not by SummerSlam, definitely sometime this fall, I think we'll see Finn getting that belt, because I would like to think that belt is going to change a little bit more often than the Universal.
I think that's why they brought it into the picture.
So I would like to see that be changed a couple times a year. Doesn't have to be like a lot, but at least change a couple times throughout the year, as long as it doesn't get an overkill.
Once per season would be nice. Every 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, like really 2 or 3 title changes a year. That's fine.
Yeah,
I think that's more than enough. I mean, you don't want to overkill it. Then it's like it kind of loses its meaning, like the 24/7 champion.
If they're prolonging Roman's title reign, that's why I feel like they introduced the new belt. They were like, we need something to distract the audience,
right?
And we're out here like, we're not. I mean, we're not stupid. Seriously, we know that that's why they did what they did.
Right.
If they're trying to just make Roman's reign prolonging the longevity of his title reign, they were like, oh, we need an equivalent supplemental championship that can flip-flop.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah, I got that food on my mind now. I can't.
Dude, I'm telling you, when he gets in the zone,
Cooking.
he's straight cooking.
So we got the Cody and Dom match.
So here's what I think. I think that they're building up Finn to take the belt off of Seth.
Right.
And then eventually they're doing something either with Damian cashing in Money in the Bank on Finn.
Yeah.
Or Dominic just kicks Finn Balor out.
Yeah, I think that would. I'm still on the whole Rhea scenario. I still want that to happen. I'd rather see that happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see Priest start to really like segment people out of there to really make him more dominant, because you can kind of tell Finn and Priest are the two top people on it, so they need to establish dominance on that. So it's going to come down to Finn or Priest.
If they're the faction where it's like, hey, we're the it faction, and then they just randomly kick people out.
Yeah.
So like Edge was first, Finn Balor would be like, he entered in, he'd be second. Who's the new guy that came up from NXT? I forget his name.
Yeah, I forget.
But he's rumored to be like the new member of the Judgment Day.
Okay, I thought I heard something. And let me reiterate, you don't need to have a guy for a faction. You can, like, I mean, DX, it was Shawn Michaels and Triple H for the longest time, and there wasn't like I'm more dominant than you. They played off each other for so many years. So you can have a faction and not have one guy and then everybody else, below him. But I just think for that faction and the type of faction they are, you definitely need one big guy, kind of like, the Bloodline. You can't have, two guys be, number one in that. Roman's got to be the person and everybody under him. So,
well, it's like Evolution, right? Like, Triple H was like the
person. Yeah, that type of thing was that scenario too.
Ric Flair was like the old head,
right?
That was like,
but he knew his role.
Yeah, and he shut his mouth too. Yeah, right.
Right.
But then there was Batista and Randy Orton that were like the up and comers,
right?
And they were groomed through the faction along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's like, it's interesting. Like, I want Dominic Mysterio to succeed, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, you're trash.
Yeah. I mean, he's good, but I mean, he's definitely got that heat, which is awesome, but it's like, I think people are just not there for him. They just want to see him go. Which, I mean, I'm all for, because you want that heel heat, but it's a different type of heel heat that you're like, okay, I don't even want you on my TV screen.
It's literally him and Baron Corbin. They are the worst people that I want to see on my screen right now.
Yeah.
And granted, they're talented. Don't get me wrong.
Out of the two of them, I'd probably want Baron Corbin more than Dom. But I mean, again, I'm all for that, and Dom plays into it, which is good. I mean, that's what you want, instead of him just kind of being like, "Stop it, I need to talk." Dude, but he's all for, like, he
got booed so hard
that one
episode,
and he couldn't even say anything. The whole crowd was,
and I was just sitting there like, all right, good night.
Yeah, right. Again, it's good stuff, but
it's such good
whoopsie. But you need that heel. But I wouldn't even really say he's like, heel. He's just like that guy that's just has that, you know, girlfriend that he's kind of just back behind, because obviously Rhea is, you know, pushing him along in that type of staple thing. So I would think when, you know, push comes to shove, I would think Rhea would be the one to kind of sway away from Dom before Dom would sway away from Rhea. But yeah,
I am listening. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to put something up real quick.
But as far as Cody, Cody did win that from that I'm aware of, right? Correction? Cody did win between him and Dom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I was actually surprised. It was a clean win.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I thought, like, Rhea was going to get involved and, like, cause, like, Dom to lose the match by accident.
Yeah. I would have bet money on that, too.
Yeah. I mean, I had the show, like, pretty well predicted. I mean, the Shayna turning on Ronda thing really
wouldn't have thought that
swerved me. Like, that one, I was like, I actually jumped out of the chair. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I literally stood up. I was like, and I could give two about Ronda Rousey.
Same.
Honestly. Same. I was just like, oh my God, they did that. Like, that happened. Like,
that was a quick trigger pull.
That was
they were only really a tag team for what, a month and a half?
Maybe. I mean, they took the belts off of Raquel and Liv, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a couple months ago. No.
So yeah, then I guess it's been a couple months. It's just I haven't been watching SmackDown, so it feels like it was very recent.
Dude, you texted me, and our friend Frank tweeted, wow, why don't we care about Ronda? And she's supposed to be like a megastar, right? And I was like, it's just the way that she was booked, right?
Yeah.
So that turn was done really, really well.
I think if she's not in the main event picture, she's not relevant.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how to stand out on her own. She has to be in there with a Charlotte or a Becky or somebody to give her credibility to be like, okay, I'm facing Ronda Rousey. I'm facing, you know, one of the top celebrity people. But if you're being put in there with like Natalya, I mean, nobody's going to give a shit.
Yeah. No, she showed up. It's because
yeah, she's definitely got some work done.
So he's swerving. My dad here is saying how Charlotte is not even recognizable,
looking different.
She's had so much work done.
Right. And I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, a lot. You can say the same thing about Dana Brooke. She kind of like she had a little bit of facial recognition, you know, change up too. Because I was a decent fan of her too, and then you know I saw her on either Raw or SmackDown the one time, and I'm like, who's this chick? And then it popped up Dana Brooke. I'm like, that's not Dana Brooke. Like,
she had work done.
She definitely had work done.
Yeah.
Which, hey, we're not bashing anybody. Do you? If you have to do it to feel good, go for it.
Do you?
But it was to the point where it's to the point where if you change the, you know, layout of your face where you're a different person, that's where it's like, oh, wow. You know? I mean, again, do you? But when it becomes recognizable, just know, and if you're at that top of a level of celebrity, you're going to be talked about, whether people want to or not, or whether you want to believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean, you're drawing attention to yourself no matter what, right?
Yes,
and that's
100%.
That's what she did. Was like, hey, I know my dad is Ric Flair, and at the same time, whoa. The Phillies? Yeah, well, the Nationals are not a bad team.
No.
And by the way, our pitching,
Whoopsie.
sorry. Well, we're gonna have
It's
to
all right.
we're gonna have to edit this episode like real bad.
It'll look like nothing happened. So it's good.
Anyway, yeah. For me, like I really feel like Charlotte could have just tried less, and then she would have been fine.
Yeah.
Literally, I feel like she's overdoing it.
Mm-hmm.
Andrade, wow. Cheers, man. Good for you.
Yeah. I mean, she's at the point of her career where she doesn't necessarily need to.
She doesn't have to do jack.
Whoopsie. No, she doesn't have to prove anything anymore.
No.
So with her taking a lot of this time off, it's not going to hurt her career. People know who she is.
I think that she's going to be 17-time world champion.
That will happen.
Yeah, she's
that
going
will
to
definitely
surpass
happen.
her father's legacy.
That will definitely happen in due time. And, you know,
I don't even know where she's at now. Like, it might be 9 or 10.
Yeah, I don't know.
And quite frankly, I don't give a shit.
Whoopsie. No.
I don't care. I literally don't care.
No,
Because
I mean,
there aren't like reputable challengers to her.
No.
And that's
once
that's
you got
the
away
problem.
from the Becky and Bailey and Sasha, you know, everybody else was okay, but it's not like what's the last good match that she had that wasn't with the 4 horsewomen? Don't worry, I'll wait. Exactly.
Yeah, that literally.
And if you guys had an answer in between that, let us know, because we didn't.
Comments below. Yeah, we didn't have them.
No.
Literally, I hope the turn is supposed to help elevate Ronda to make Ronda feel more relevant. That would be great because, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care about her right now.
Right.
Becky, same. Don't care about her either.
Yeah, I think with this, it's on the same aspect of what Frank or what you and Frank were talking about. That like, oh well, why is Ronda just like blah this time? And how you said it's, I think it's the way that they were booking her. I think it's the way that they've been booking Becky.
100%.
She's not doing like the man thing, or they're not putting her in this spotlight to be working as the man. So she's just, you know,
well, it's the
in a different limelight with it.
It's the energy investment.
Yeah,
right?
she doesn't have the same energy behind her now.
And I'm not speaking about her individually. I'm speaking about like the company and how they book everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, like, it's very clear.
Because she's definitely good in the ring. It's just like you said, the way that she's being booked into a lot of these matches, she's not having any hype in between them. You knew for a fact she wasn't going to win that ladder match. There was no hype to make you think that she had a chance.
No, I mean, okay. So let's talk about Damage Control, right?
The only thing that I probably would have thought was I probably thought that she would have beat Trish that first time, but she didn't. And then she went away for a little bit, and then she had that other match. But I'm like, okay,
they're elongating the feud.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing because it's obvious they're doing the rubber match in Detroit. At SummerSlam, right?
Which again, I'm okay, but it's like,
it's good. Like, I feel like
if they're trying to put State in Becky, you know, it's just a really stale point in her career right now, which you would have thought when she came back from everything, she was going to start right back from where she left off. But other than, even when she came back, you know, she got that title right then and there. And I think everybody's like, okay, she literally just came back and you put the title right back on her.
But the one thing that I do respect is that they're trying to elevate the feuds without making the belts like necessary for the women. Right. Mm-hmm. So for Trish and Becky to have the feud that they're having, that's like strong without a title.
Right.
I'm like all for it. It's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they missed a step at all. Like, I think that they've done it super well.
Right.
Bringing in Zoe Stark, it was a great way to get an NXT person on the main roster to elevate them a little bit.
And at least she has the thing to back up. Like, she is definitely a good wrestler. I mean, I saw a little bit of her work in NXT. So, I mean, it's not like they just brought somebody that needs a lot of help and they're just making Trish, like, to make her more relevant. I think the girl can wrestle, and Trish is just making her look even better than what she is.
No, her finisher is astounding.
Yes.
Literally. Like, when she does the backflip, knee to the face, I'm like, okay, that is so clever, so creative. Like, I am all aboard for that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's got it. She, like, but it's a matter of making her now independent.
Yeah.
Right? Because she's just...
We'll see down the road if she can hold her own without Trish. That'll be the big thing. Yeah. That'll be the big thing.
For sure. For sure. Dang.
We haven't been together for a live episode in a little bit, so it's been a good time kind of, you know, being able to get back into you know, doing a talk one-on-one instead of being virtual. You know, most of our episodes are pretty virtual, and you know, it's kind of hard sometimes with the lag times. So it's good to actually, you know, talk, and we don't
have like real-time reactions
instead of waiting like
for sure.
And then like a 5-second delay. What?
No, this dude. I just want to say thank you. I like pulled the trigger on a really spontaneous thing last night, and I went to Atlantic City and hung out with Jeff and Herman. Herman was even saying, "Yo, how long have you been doing this podcast for?" And he's like, "By the way, thanks for saying I was strong."
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, we've been doing it since the first Monday of
2022.
January 2022.
Yeah.
I was like, so I got down there at like, I think when he was asking me, it was like 3 a.m. today. And he was like, how long have you been doing this? I was like, a year and a half now.
Right.
And I was like, holy
whoopsie.
Like, just to think that we've been doing this podcast for a year and a half, if not more.
Right.
And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, man.
This has been so fun. I'll never be able to express to everyone how nervous that I was to do the first like couple episodes. I was like, my voice was shaking. I was like, I can't even talk right now.
Yeah, and I was still pretty new to podcasting. I had about almost a year of experience into it, but I was definitely, you know, still, you know, pretty new to doing a lot of things. And even the stuff that we started doing with this podcast, we were still very new because I didn't really do a lot of editing with, you know, the videos here that we do until you and me started doing this stuff. And we're still, you know, learning, and we're putting in some new stuff here and there as we go. So a lot of the changes you guys been seeing, like, we don't have producers, we don't have any big things around, we don't have a lot of money to, you know, do a lot of things behind the scenes. So it's just basically me and Jim. Every week we film, we edit, and we put up descriptions and everything.
Pause.
So
Pause.
I know what you're gonna say.
You know what I'm gonna say.
I know what you're gonna say. We have our roles in the podcast, and you know, so he's a better writer than I am. So lot of the
I literally write a little script and I do timestamps.
It's good. It's good.
You edit the episodes. You send me all of the clips that you send. or that you post,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm literally like losing my.
Whoopsie.
I'm like,
it makes it easy when we have like a pair like this to actually, do a good fun and funny content. So again, we want to thank everybody who has been, at least if you've ever commented on something, if you've ever, liked, shared, or responded to us, we want to say thank you. We just want to say, if you want to continue to follow us, please, hit the subscribe button, tap. Hit the subscribe button, follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all those fun things. And we're here every week. So you guys make sure to, hit us up, and we will be talking to you on the flip side. This has been One Set. We'll see you all next week.
okay, cut.
Okay, cut.